VOA's Issues in the News.
Queen Ndlovu, the Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of KP Drone Tech, a global service provider in the drone business, is the recipient of the 2023 Women and Drones Africa Humanitarian Award. Ndlovu, a native of South Africa, received the award at a ceremony organized by Women and Drones at its 7th anniversary of the annual Women in Emerging Aviation Technologies Awards held at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. I reached Queen Ndlovu for her reaction to the award and the anticipated impact on her work back home.
I must say I was over the moon. I've been anxiously waiting for these days for the past 2 months when I got the news. So I was so super excited, thinking that is it really happening? Me in U.S. stage receiving this award. So I'm very, very humbled and excited at the same time.
Winning this award, how will that enhance the work that you do back in South Africa?
It came at the right time, because it's actually saying to South Africa, you've got a potential startup that can make a huge difference. And even the global stage has noticed and acknowledged the presence of the startup in South Africa. You better work with the startup, support it, because it appears to be presenting a solution that is needed in the country. Having said that, there are some few clients that have come on board, actually made it possible for us to get noticed globally. For instance, we work with a company called We Robotics that is based in Switzerland. They open flying labs all over the world. So we represent South Africa Flying Labs. So what we do, we decided to use drone technology to close the digital gap for the unemployed youth and kids that are in the rural areas, So if it wasn't for their collaboration, for them noticing us as a startup, we wouldn't be recognized globally. And back at home, we are lucky that we work with companies like UNICEF South Africa that supported us in this initiative. Hence, one received this humanitarian award.
How has been the responses from those you have been training?
The excitement is amazing. And of course, my family and friends who are always praying for us, and our partners, strategic partners, they're super excited, especially the clients, that gave us an opportunity. So it's cemented to what they believe in us, that other people are beginning to notice. So for us, this means traction, even more business getting other awards. But for me, award is just a token of appreciation. But doing what we're doing best, going out there to close the digital divide. I forgot to mention something, Peter, is that other than closing the digital divide for the unemployed youth and kids in the rural areas, what you're also known for, we are a thought leader in using drones for disaster management, but our niche is more on disaster preparedness, because we are noticing that other companies, they are using drones to respond to disaster when it has already occurred, while our niche is on disaster preparedness. We're saying let's use drones because it's a beautiful tool that can actually map the vulnerable areas, and we inform the stakeholders to prepare for future disasters to mitigate the risk. So hence we host conferences. Even next week we'll be hosting our second conference, making a big noise to all the stakeholders that climate change is here, disasters are here. Let's do something about it using our beautiful drone technology.
What do you think will be the major takeaway for you following this award that you received?
I must say that what I receive here, it's network. We're lucky that we are networking with women that are out there doing things. For instance, our ambition has always been building drones locally. So we saw some women that are building these drones for military purposes, so the network, and we saw some icons that are into disaster management space, so for me was the potential of collaborating with other women globally, but back home, because sometimes as much as we want to help our communities, we only a startup, so it's difficult to raise funds, so the potential social impact funders within the event itself, that they're willing to know more about us and the work that we do, so that we are able to scale our solution for the communities back home.
Queen Ndlovu is the Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of KP Drone Tech. She spoke with me from here in Washington, D.C.